Welcome to the Hope Natural Health Podcast. I'm Dr. Erin Ellis, your host. On this show, we discuss all things health, hormones, and happiness with a little side of this thing called life. Welcome back to another episode. Today, we're tackling something that most of us have experienced, maybe daily, cravings. Now, I want to start with a moment of honesty. Who has ever found themselves standing in the kitchen, peeking in the pantry, even though you just ate a full meal? I'm raising my hand. Or maybe it's that afternoon crash where your brain is foggy and you're practically dreaming of coffee and cookies. If you've ever felt frustrated with yourself in these moments, you're not alone, and you're also not broken. Today, we're going to reframe cravings completely, because here's the truth. Cravings are not a lack of willpower. They're actually messages, intelligent, important, biological messages from your body. So instead of beating yourself up or spiraling into guilt, let's decode those messages and explore how cravings are actually connected to your hormones, your gut, your stress, and even your sleep. And I'm going to walk you through some simple, realistic ways to respond to your cravings with understanding, not shame. So let's start with the most important mindset shift. Your cravings are not a sign of weakness. They're clues. In your body, it's always working to keep you safe and balanced, even when that doesn't seem obvious. So think of your cravings like your body knocking on the door saying, hey, I need something. Sometimes it's nutrients. Sometimes it's energy. Sometimes it's emotional comfort. Sometimes it might be all three. Here's something I say often in my practice. Healing begins when we listen to the body's whispers before they become screams. Cravings are these whispers. And instead of judging yourself for having them, I want you to get curious. Try asking, when did this craving start? What was I feeling emotional in that moment? Did I skip a meal or have a stressful morning? Am I actually hungry or just tired, bored, or overwhelmed? This kind of gentle curiosity helps you start identifying the why behind your cravings. And once you understand the why, you can respond in a way that actually supports your body. Now let's talk about your hormones, your body's messengers in chief. They regulate nearly everything: hunger, energy, mood, and even cravings. Let's break down some of the key players. First is insulin. If you're riding a blood sugar roller coaster, skipping meals, eating lots of sugar or refined carbs, your blood sugar can crash. When this happens, your body goes into get fuel now mode. And the quickest source, you guessed it, sugar and carbs. This isn't a lack of discipline. It's your brain saying, we need energy, stat. The next hormone is cortisol. This is your primary stress hormone. When cortisol is elevated, whether it's from emotional stress, poor sleep, or over-exercising, it increases your appetite, particularly for comfort foods high in sugar or fat. It also impacts your blood sugar stability, which circles back to more cravings. So if you've ever craved ice cream after a stressful workday, that's not weakness. It's cortisol at work. Next is estrogen and progesterone. Ever notice your cravings ramp up the week before your menstrual cycle? That's not in your head. As estrogen drops and progesterone starts to rise, or doesn't even rise enough, your serotonin levels dip. So your brain may crave sugar or carbs for a quick mood boost. This is why many women crave chocolate or baked goods during PMS. Understanding this gives you power, so you can plan for it, support your hormones, and reduce the intensity of those cravings over time. Now, let's head south, down to the gut. You've probably heard it called your second brain, and there's a good reason for that. Inside your gut lives trillions of bacteria, many of which influence your cravings. Some of these bacteria actually feed on sugar, and when they're dominant due to processed food, stress, or antibiotics, they send signals through the vagus nerve that tells your brain, feed us sugar. It's wild, right? Your cravings may not even be your cravings. They could be coming from your microbiome. On top of that, your gut makes about 90% of your serotonin, the feel-good chemical that helps regulate mood and appetite. So if your gut is out of balance, your mood may dip and you might crave quick comfort from food. This is why gut healing is so foundational in managing cravings. When your microbiome is balanced, you'll likely find that your food desires become more balanced too. So now let's decode some common cravings and what they might be telling you. What if you're craving sweets or carbs? You might be dealing with low blood sugar, poor sleep, gut imbalance, or even magnesium deficiency. What if you're craving salt? Your adrenals may be tired, aka adrenal fatigue, or you might be slightly dehydrated. Your body is trying to hold on to sodium for a reason. What if you're craving fatty or crunchy foods? This could signal stress or tension, a need for emotional release, or a need for more healthy fats in your diet, especially for hormone production. The goal here is to not eliminate cravings entirely. The goal is to decode them, meet the need behind them, and support your body more deeply. Now, let's talk about some grounded, practical ways to support your body so you're not constantly fighting cravings. First, we really need to balance that blood sugar. Make sure every meal has protein, healthy fat, some fiber-rich carbs. This combination will slow digestion and keep your blood sugar glucose stable so you're not crashing and craving later. Second, lower your stress load. Breath work, journaling, meditation, walking, or even 5 minutes of silence can lower cortisol. These aren't just nice to haves, they're biological necessities if you want to manage cravings. Next, we need to make sure we prioritize sleep. Poor sleep throws off leptin and ghrelin, which are your hunger and fullness hormones. Even just one night of bad sleep can increase cravings the next day. Next, hydrate and add minerals. Thirst can feel like hunger. Try this next time. Once a craving hits, drink a big glass of water with a pinch of sea salt and wait 10 minutes. See if you have that craving. Sometimes that's all it takes. And second to last, we need to make sure we nourish our gut. So incorporating more fermented foods like kimchi, sauerkraut, kefir, prebiotic fiber like onions, garlic, asparagus, and maybe even a quality probiotic if needed. Make sure you check with your doctor always before adding a new supplement. And we want to reduce the inflammatory foods like sugar, alcohol, and ultra-processed snacks, especially if your cravings are feeling constant or intense. Next, replenish these key nutrients. Talk to your healthcare provider about magnesium, chromium, B vitamins. These can help with energy production and blood sugar regulation. So here's the heart of it. Cravings aren't your enemy. They're not shameful or embarrassing or a sign that you've failed. They're messages. And when you start listening with compassion instead of judgment, you'll discover that your body isn't trying to sabotage you. It's trying to support you. It's asking for help. So next time that chocolate bar calls for your name or you find yourself digging in the snack drawer again, pause. Ask yourself, what do I really need right now? Sometimes it is food. Sometimes it's a break. Maybe it's a hug. Sometimes it's just a deep breath or maybe a glass of water. So if this episode shifted something for you, I would love to hear about it. Send me a DM on Instagram or shoot me a message through my website. Let's keep the conversation going because you deserve to understand your body and feel empowered in your choices. And if you're ready to dive deeper into your gut or hormone health, head to hopenaturalhealth.com to explore resources or book a discovery call with me. We can map out a personalized plan to help you feel more like you again. As always, I appreciate your time and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Take care. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment below. And if you haven't done so, please be sure to give us a rating on your favorite podcast platform. Join us weekly as we inspire you to be your best version. For more, follow me on Instagram at dr.erinellis. Until next week, you got this.